Hey, it's Jay Allen from Mornings with Rebecca and Birds on 90.9 KCBI, and I wanted to talk to you because I recognized this really cool thing with God's Word recently. So this verse actually brought back a lot of memories from Vacation Bible School in Awanas. It's John 11:35. You know, at Awanas or Vacation Bible School, you ran into those memory verse challenges where you did a team, you memorized as many Bible verses as possible, so you went for the really short Bible verses. And if you know anything about John 11:35, it just says Jesus wept. Hey, and if you didn't know a Bible verse today, Jesus wept. That is a Bible verse. And while there's not a lot said in there, I think the context really brings out one of the biggest lessons that we can learn right now. You see, John 11:35 happens during a time that Lazarus, Jesus' best friend, was dying. And so in the city of Bethany, Jesus was coming back to Mary and Martha, Lazarus' sisters. And so this is what happened. Lazarus ended up dying and being in the tomb for 4 days before Jesus came back. And at both times, Mary and Martha at separate times came to Jesus and said, if you were here, he would not have died. Now the thing is that that's not theologically correct. Just because Jesus was there does not mean that pain didn't exist. It didn't mean that death didn't exist. And it didn't mean that hardship didn't exist. In fact, that's where a lot of Jesus' time was spent, was in places that were filled with those things. But Jesus' response to this says everything. Because remember, Jesus is the human form of God. Jesus knew that Lazarus was dying. Jesus knew that Lazarus was going to die. And that Jesus had very much had the power to heal him from a distance. He didn't have to be there. I mean, he's God. And he knew that he was going to rise Lazarus from the dead eventually. But Jesus chose to weep. He didn't contradict their theology and say, that's not technically true. He didn't invalidate their pain by saying, you know, I don't know what to tell you. He empathized with them. He wept with them. And the thing that really sticks out in this time is that we are dealing with a lot of uncertainty. We're dealing with a lot of conflict. People having differing beliefs about subjects. And mind you, I think that's fine to have productive discussion. It's okay to disagree. We are human beings with different brains, different experiences. It's okay to have those conversations about our experiences. But the thing that Jesus teaches us is that we are to empathize. We are to have compassion on people that don't think the same way that we do. You know, Rick Warren said an amazing quote. I'm going to read it for you. Our culture has accepted two huge lies. The first is that if you disagree with someone's life, you must fear or hate them. The second is that if you love somebody, it means that you agree with everything they believe or do. Both are nonsense. You don't have to compromise convictions to be compassionate. I could not agree more.